Okay, hi everybody. So, first time live with YouTube. I thought I would try and squeeze this in before I go live on Facebook and do a really short introduction and talk about 478 breathing. So, first, my introduction. My name is Melanie Sibley. I am a licensed clinical social worker with a private practice, Melanie Sibley Counseling in Champaign, Illinois. I specialize in working with people who are struggling with anxiety, addiction, trauma, and depression. I am EMDR trained, pursuing my EMDR certification. So a lot of these videos will relate back to EMDR in some way. And today I want to do just a short, easy 478 breathing to help all of you, but also and most especially for my client. So I teach this all the time, and I think it is beneficial. And I've been told that it is beneficial for people that I teach this to be able to come, check in, and get talked through 478 breathing. So, first, the why, because I don't know about you, but if people are like, do something, I'm like, yeah, whatevs. They're like, this is why I suggest doing this. I am more likely to be mindful of it. So, 478 breathing is belly breathing and counting as you breathe. And it does two things. First is with anxiety, stress, anger, intense negative physical emotions, our bodies get worked up, right? Our blood pressure goes up, our heart rate increases, we go short, fast, chest breaths. All of this is so that we're ready to fight the fabled saber-toothed tiger. But if we are just angry because we're stuck in traffic, or if we are anxious because we're going in for a final exam, those kinds of increased body functions are not useful. They just make it a little bit harder, or they make it a lot harder for us to do what needs to be done. So the first thing is belly breathing slows our body down. And there's research that shows that deep breaths from the abdomen actually calm us. So that's why we do the breathing from the belly. The second half is when fight or flight gets activated, when our bodies are like, oh my God, we're in danger of being killed by this grizzly bear. Doesn't matter that there's no grizzly bear, our reptile brain, this part back here that just reacts, says there is. And so part of our survival mechanism within our bodies is to turn the prefrontal cortex off. So that's up here. I'm going to explain like I'm five. All you scientists, feel free to be more specific. But our prefrontal cortex, which is in charge of logic and thinking and rationalizing, or being rational rather, that turns off basically. And again, if you think about it, there's a good reason. Because if there's a grizzly bear in front of me, I don't need to be thinking about the grizzly bear. I just need to either be fighting or I need to run away. So, part of what we have to do, in addition to slowing our body down, is reactivating our prefrontal cortex so that we can make good decisions. And one of the ways to do that is through a variety of grounding exercises. So, a variety of ways to reactivate our prefrontal cortex. And part of the 478 breathing is the counting and really, really visualizing those numbers. And that is useful because that helps bring the prefrontal cortex online. So we're slowing our body down and we are enabling us to think rationally again. Both of those super important when we're feeling, again, anxious, stressed, anger, they all tap into that fight or flight. So what I like to do is I like to explain how to do it. Then I count you through it once, and then I do it a few times, and hopefully, and I won't be counting as I do it, and hopefully you'll go ahead and do it with me. And then after that, I'll do a quick outro. We'll talk just for a second, and then I'll have you on your way. Because again, this is intended to be a quick thing for people to pop in, practice with me, and then go. Okay, so for what it's worth, we're at the 420 mark. Haha, sorry. And I'm going to explain. So 478 breathing is, again, you want to sit up straight. You don't want to be like stretched, but you want to just be straight and firm and grounded, or lying down, whatever. And then you want to reach in, breathe from your abdomen. And you want to breathe in for the count of 4. Then you hold for 5, 6, 7. And then an out on a really slow 8. So I will talk you through once. It is never as comfortable when somebody else is trying to pace your breathing. So this part will be awkward. Also, a quick caveat. I teach 4-7-8. You change the numbers to fit however you want. Doesn't matter what numbers you use. What matters is that you're doing the deep belly breaths and that you're visualizing the numbers you do use. Okay. So you're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 6, 7, out, really slow, 8. Okay, so I'm going to do this a couple times. I'm not going to count. I am going to close my eyes because it's easier for me to focus that way. You do what you want, open, close, whatever works. So, okay, really fast. I did the hand movements because I talk with my hands a lot, and I wanted you to be able to kind of see where I am with my breathing. Obviously, you don't have to do hand movements. As you practice this, it will become such an integral part that you'll do it without even realizing it. So, what I suggest is that you decide how many times a day you want to practice it. I don't care. Some people do it once, some people do it 6. Pick where in your schedule. So, suggestions like the max I can think of would be when you first wake up, because a lot of people wake up highly anxious. Then, right after or right before you eat breakfast. And then, once at lunchtime, once at dinner. Some people like to do it when they get home from work, and possibly when you go to bed. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you consistently practice it at the same place in your routine. And the same place in your routine is to help you remember to practice it. And the reason is, again, if you think about it, if you are feeling really activated, really up here with your stress or your anxiety, you're not thinking clearly. So if you haven't practiced this, you either won't think about it or you will not remember how to do it. If you practice it, then when you need it, you will have it easily available. So that's my quick how to on 4-7-8 breathing. I hope you enjoyed it. You can find more information on my website, which I will add in the notes at some point. Um, Always happy to hear suggestions, other things you want me to talk to. And I think that's it. So peace out and thank you guys.